Imagine that you wanted to add 4/10 plus 2/10. If we look at the picture, it's currently got 4/10. If I add 2/10 to that, we see that we now have 6/10. So the answer is 6/10. So how did we do that numerically? Well, you'll notice that the denominator stayed the same when we added the fractions, but we added the two numerators. So that's how we're going to do this. We add the numerators and the denominator stays the same. And now we have one final step. We need to check to see, is this in the lowest terms? And no, it is not. So we need to divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor, which is 2, which gives us 3/5. Now your turn. We would first need to add the numerators. 3 plus 1 is 4. The denominator just stays the same. Now we check, is it in lowest terms? No, it is not. We can divide both of those by 4, which gives us 1/2 as the final answer. In this example, I add 9 plus 5 to give me 14. The 10 just stays the same. I reduce it by dividing both of these by 2, which gives me 7/5. And you'll notice that this is an improper fraction, which means that I can also write this as a mixed number, which would be 1 and 2/5. Now your turn. So first we add the numerators. The denominator stays the same. I reduce this to lowest terms by dividing both of these by 5. So the answer is either 5/3, or it can be written as 1 and 2/3. Sometimes we might even want to add more than two numbers at a time. So in this case, we need to add all of the numerators together. 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, and the denominator is simply going to be 5 because all of these have the same denominator. And now our answer is a special type of improper fraction because the denominator is divisible into the numerator. So 10 divided by 5 is simply the answer 2. Now your turn. First we add the numerators. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. The denominator is the same for all of these, so we just write down the number 7. And 7 goes into 7 one time, so that means that 1 is our final answer. When adding fractions, we might also want to add mixed numbers. So what we do for this is we first need to add the two whole numbers together. So I need to add 3 plus 5 together, and then I'm going to add the two fractions together. So I'm going to add 2/7 plus 6/7. 3 plus 5 equals 8, and 2/7 plus 6/7 equals 8/7, but that's an improper fraction, so I'm going to change that to a mixed number, which is 1 and 1/7. And now I need to add the 8 and the 1 for a final answer of 9 and 1/7. Okay, in your example, the first thing we need to do is add up the whole numbers, which is going to be 5 plus 1. Then we need to add up the fractions, which is going to be 3/10 plus 1/10. What will the final answer be? 5 plus 1 gives me 6. 3/10 plus 1/10 is 4/10. However, that can be reduced, so it's going to be 6 and 2/5. In this final example, we're going to add 3 numbers together. The first thing we do is we add the whole numbers. 3 plus 2. There is no whole number on the third term. Now we add up all of the fractions. 7/10 plus 9/10 plus 6/10. That's going to give me 5 plus 7 plus 9 is 16. 16 plus 6 is 22. The denominator is 10. But this number can be reduced. So I need to change this to 5 plus 11 fifths. Next, I'm going to change that to a mixed fraction, so that becomes 2 and 1/5. And finally, my answer becomes 7 and 1/5. In your example, we would first need to add the whole numbers, 1 plus 3 plus 2, and then add up all of the fractions, so 8/9 plus 5/9 plus 5/9. What would the final answer be? 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. 8 plus 5 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. The denominator is 9. 18/9 can be reduced to just 2, and 6 plus 2 is 8. That's all for this one. Bye-bye.